Earlier this year, 15 new pain cafes were launched to support those living with chronic pain in Cornwall as part of a 5-year project to demedicinalise pain management for people living with chronic pain. The project's mantra is skills not pills and is led by Chronic Pain in Cornwall and has seen so far 50 professionals from Cornwall's primary care networks given specialist training to help people self-manage their pain with less reliance on medication. This is Leann's story as a member of her local pain cafe.
For 15 years I've had a lot of back pain, and after 10 years of going to the doctors regularly, they found that I had a broken back, and I'd been walking around with a broken back for a long time. I was sent to see Dr. Clark and Mr. Clark in Exeter, and he did a disc replacement and a spinal fusion on my first operation, and that was back in 2018, and that was just wonderful. That was just so good. It fixed my back and everything was great, and I was coming along lovely. After about 2 years, I started to yip and squeal and couldn't understand why I was in so much pain and where it was coming from. It was all over my body in different areas, and I'd grown 2 cysts in the facet joints up above the operation place. That was April, not last year, year before, and so I'm almost to the 2-year level, and I'm getting there now. This one took a lot more out of me. It was incredibly painful, but worth it. I'm back up walking again, and I've just been to Paris for my anniversary, so walking lovely now. When I went to the doctors regularly and they didn't really believe me, they put me on codidromol, naproxen, omeprazole for your stomach. Then I was on tramadol, then I didn't like that, and then they put me on amitriptyline. And then I didn't like any of those. I'm on antidepressants because I get very angry and frustrated that I can't do the things that I want to do. So I was on all these medications, hot water bottles, front and back, resting as much as I could, but obviously I had horses, I was a hairdresser, I got a busy family, young children, and just so much to do, and a bottle of wine every night, just drinking quite a lot because the painkillers just weren't cutting it. When they figured it out and I had my first operation, I had 6 months that I was practically in bed, obviously walking around, doing a little bit around the house and stuff like that, and then getting better. And then I went back hairdressing about 8 months, and couldn't do it. And it took about a year to be able to just do my friends and family. And I'd slowly come off all my painkillers. I didn't get any help. I didn't get any support from any doctor or anything. The drink helped, but I couldn't do that for the first 6 months because the amount of painkillers I was on. After the second operation, I'm back to taking painkillers maybe twice a week when I can't cope. But generally it's mindfulness. Generally it is I've taught myself how to put that pain in the back of my head, do not let it in until I can't. So I push, and I won't give in. I've got a very strong nature, so I'm really lucky that I am able to do that. I've never had any support. I've never had any help from anybody. And it wasn't until September, October that the doctors actually rang me. They were worried about my mental health and said that there was these pain cafes, and it literally has changed my life. For me, meeting Tony, the yoga lady, was the biggest experience for me. She is teaching me to breathe and teaching me that I do deserve love, that I do deserve compassion myself, that I should have empathy for me. I would never put my arms around myself and say, oh, bless you, you've been through so much, bless your heart, take some time for yourself. I would push and say, don't be so lazy, pull your big girl panties up and get on with it. You can do this. And that fight has got me through. But now talking to everybody and knowing that they're all going through the same things, and they actually want to hear what you've got to say, and they want to share their tips and their help, there is hope, and that you can get through this, and that it is okay to be really, really low and then bounce back and have a good day or have a good hour or a good 5 minutes, and that's all you need, because it's very lonely being in pain. You don't want to bring everybody's mood down, and you want to make people smile all the time, and you don't want to be that person that nobody invites to a party, or that you have to keep saying no and you can't do this and you can't do that. You want to do all these things, and this is been where you can share, and people will actually want to hear that you're actually in pain, and they want the details, and they want you to tell them just how bad it is, because they're feeling that bad, and it gives them the validation that they are in pain, and that it is real, and it isn't something that's made up, and that you're not lying, and that you are actually telling the truth, and that there is things that can be done to help you, not all just pills.
For more information about the work to reduce the impact of chronic pain in Cornwall and find your nearest pain cafe, please visit pain.cafe.